From LA Late News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LA Late.
It's a big day here at noontime on LA with incredible details about your fourth stimulus check recon of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the fourth stimulus recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. We'll go over why Purple Hawks are going to clean up under the fourth stimulus recon, but not so much with the Donetta. We'll go over all the incredible sums of checks that are in this fourth stimulus recon and why you're able to pounce as a Purple Hawk. Then we'll go over what's going on with the recon sums of next. We'll go over all the sums of money and why these are generally application-based. What does that mean for you, and what does it mean for someone holding a donut? We'll go over all the deliciousness of these checks and the push to get lots of them and what the Purple Hawks are doing across the board. Then you're going to see something you've never seen in the history of this channel. One viewer going from not 4 items, 3 items, but 7 items. Getting 7 items in just the last few days and getting $80,000 this week. This is a breaking news, and this is the latest news happening right now, live from Santa Monica at noontime. Hey, good noontime, everybody. It's wonderful here today, live in Santa Monica, and hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuned in from and how's the weather. In this fourth stimulus check update 2021, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Mostly application-based, which for a person who's holding a donut may be left with only holding a donut, but for Purple Hawks that'll be pouncing will be the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Then we go over the exciting details of this stimulus, which raises your benefits up lifetime, and I'll go over all the incredible numbers that are happening for viewers across the board. Then, for the first time you've ever seen in the history of this channel, one viewer gets in just a few days $80,000. And if you think he's a rarity, he's not, because this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America, live in the morning and taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock. This video will automatically take you there. It's a big show. And then 3 o'clock, the new Afternoons LA, then Evenings LA at 5. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record for a reason. The only place where people are getting big money, it's on this channel. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for the LA Late alerts, you need to do so. People are getting those incredible alerts when breaking news happens. It's totally free. It's news.lalate.com/alerts. The alert system rolled out within 24 hours of coming on this Sunday, and it's now captivated a nation. No one has ever seen anything like it. Watch for the confirmation email after you sign up. The confirmation email may be in the spam folder. Hit that blue button, and then you're confirmed. Away we go. Let's go over that stimulus check. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Starting with the proposals and what they're pushing for. Let's go over them starting right now. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden want to have a monthly stimulus check. They say that in a letter to the president, but they do not state the amount. AOC and Omar writing the president saying you need to do a monthly stimulus check in the fourth stimulus package, $2,000 a month. House Ways and Means also writing the president a letter saying they're going to give you a fourth stimulus check in the fourth stimulus package, but they don't state the amount. The American petition, nearly 4 million signatures signed demanding $2,000 monthly stimulus check. And then the item that is captivating a nation has been that petition, has been the bill that calls for a stimulus check, monthly, pandemic plus 1 year. And it's the House bill. At least 12 months of checks, at least $13,000. I think you have an opinion. Vote House or Senate. House or Senate. Tell me where you're tuning in from this beautiful day and how the weather is where you are. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you're getting a fourth. Single individuals, $75,000 less. Democrats represent, you're getting a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you're getting a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income, it's not taxable, and the fourth stimulus check would be the same for everyone, including adult dependents. Finally, it's not a waivable check. So if you do see the check at the beach today, do not wave at it. Just sort of wave at the seagulls instead, and maybe they'll take the check and deliver it to you. Those seagulls, put them to work. There you go. In the second half of this video, we go to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people, in addition to that stimulus check. The recon checks are confirmed. They're coming. So what does this mean for you? What are they? And what does application-based checks mean? I have all that in the second half of this video. Then in the third part of this video, we'll go over what some of these checks are and how you as a Purple Hawk are going to kill it, and the donut guy going to be left with just a donut. It's all incredible details. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video, stay to the very end. But first, let's get some money for rent, utilities, food, internet, and mortgage assistance. In the middle of the week, we had seen a surge. We had viewers get 3 items and $32,000 for this channel. Multiple people doing that. But by the middle of the week, we had 3 viewers, separate, get $40,000 each for this money. This is third stimulus money. This is money you can get right now. Not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now, right now. 3 viewers, $40,000. One of those viewers you met, his name was Johnny. Well, at 3 items, he didn't stop. He ended the week with 7 items. And how much money has he now garnered? $80,000. The total actually exactly is $79,800. $80,000 from this channel. He got $12,000, $500 for Snap. He got, in addition to those $12,000 for SNAP, $10,000 EIDL, $1,800 for tax, $21,000 for State Housing Authority, $9,000 for utilities, and $25,000 for local housing, and also $50 a month for internet and telephone. Wow. So get a pen and paper ready because we get some of that money for you right now as well. We're going to start with the money for rent, and you're seeing what viewers for this channel are getting for the rent. They're not getting a few $100s for rent. Viewers on average from this channel are now getting over $20,000 for rent. Let's look at the great numbers. Bam! Wow. Purple Hawk Elizabeth are getting $27,000 for rent. Are you a Purple Hawk? You need to become one. The link is under the video right now. Mark getting $25,000 for rent. Nancy, $24,000 for rent. Richard, $22,000, and Nisi, $20,000. You just saw Johnny got $9,000 for utilities, and yes, the numbers are going higher. We started the week with these as the numbers for utilities. And now several viewers have gotten in excess of $6,000 or in excess of $7,000, like Johnny. Then when we talk about SNAP, oh my goodness, it's money for food. How much money are people getting? Let's see the graphic. Wow, Louis, great job. $18,000 for SNAP. John to $10,000 to $12,000. Nancy, $5,000. But we had this week a lot of viewers get far in excess of $10,000. We had Robert, who got $16,000. Robert says, "Hey, Allight, I want to thank you because I just got approved for $18,000 for rent, $16,000 for SNAP, and $7,000 for utilities." Let's look at how Robert lines up here. So he got $18,000 for rent, so he's in the money. Then he got $7,000 for utilities, so he's tapping out. He's higher than the high on here. And then he got $16,000 for SNAP. He's on the high end. There you go. The numbers are going bigger. He says, "God bless you. I'm a member. I'm a Purple Hawk, and I go by Dread. I've been following you since the start of the pandemic. Again, thank you. My name is Robert." Thank you, Robert. And then let's look and see who got 3 items. Let's see the details. Wow. Nancy, 3 items, $32,000. Nisi, 3 items at $23,000. And there's Mark with 2 items. 2 items? Who put Mark on my graphic about 2 items? This is a graphic about 3 items. Let me tell you what happened with Mark. Mark got 2 items at $32,000, but 4 wonderful things came from Mark. Number 1, He got Snap in less than 5 days. Because on camera for 5 days, I said, Mark, go get Snap because it's a Snap to get. And he got it within 5 days. I'll show you how much he got in a second. Number 2, he told his neighbor, watch LA Light. Everyone's watching this channel. They're getting big sums of money right now. Not from fourth stimulus, right now from third stimulus. And the neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 of rent by watching my videos in less than 5 days. Yes. And if you think again that is a rare occurrence, I have another surprise for you. And her name is Chanan. Chanan says, I told my friend about you, Allight, and she went on and watched your videos. She now is addicted to your channel. She received $21,000, $9,000 for rent, $5,000 for utilities, and $6,000 for Snap. You rock, LA. Well, there you go. Tell your friends about this channel. Tell them to come on over here. Everyone is getting big sums of money from this channel. And then what did Mark do? The third item? He got 3 items, but he inspired people to get multiple items. And you saw Johnny got 7 items from this channel. Incredible. Finally, Mark got that third item, and it was Snap. And how much money did Mark get for Snap? He got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And yes, we have Johnny who got $80,000, and we have Lorraine who got $105,000. And this is what we do because this is LA. This is what I've been doing since day one, getting people big sums of money available under all these stimulus packages. In spring of last year, people had applied for the EIDL loan and EIDL grant and were not getting approved. So I launched this channel to help get them approved, and I got $25 million of EIDL loans approved. Then the the PUA program went live. No one had ever heard of it. I started covering it 5 days before it went live, and I got viewers countless sums of money, like Eileen Bellenkamp out in Florida, $15,000. After her application was not approved for weeks because the governor did not go live with PUA on the 28th. In fall of December 2020, second stimulus is not coming, so I got you $250,000 of rent, viewers across this channel, including Tyrone and his family of 4 out of Boston, $15,000 for rent. Wow, paying all his rent from December to the spring, and now we're doing it again. The only difference is Purple Hawks, you're killing it. So get a pen and paper ready right now. We're going to get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more, starting right now. Here's some introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you different places to get that money from, so don't reach out to one and then stop. Reach out to each of them. Number 2, each place has their own eligibility, so keep on pushing. One may say no, reach out to the next. They have their own eligibility. They also have their own pot of money. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in the video. It really helps keep people improved, and push and apply yourself. Pick up the phone and apply. Are you ready? Here we go. You're going to reach out to the following 6 places. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, and your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitchatini. Mitch Bikini? No, Mitchatini, not Mitch a Bikini. There you go. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful amount of money. If you got as well, post a live chat right now. 2 mornings ago, someone in the comments said, I reached out to my city and I said, I want some rent. They said, we don't have free rent just because you're calling up. We only have rent assistance because of COVID. Or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. That's why you got to say the keywords. The next part of the money is the money for Snap. And yes, Louis got $18,000, but Mark got $19,000. Johnny got $16,000. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Eligibility is a Snap. Glenn got for herself and her mom, and Gail got as well. And it's easier to get than even a stimulus check. And if you heard the breaking news live on air 2 Mondays ago, it was incredible. Department of Agriculture announced that everyone's SNAP benefits are going up automatically starting in October, lifetime, an average of 25%. Oh my goodness. So if you got in SNAP as well, post in live chat right now. And yes, market's going from 19,000 to 25,000 because of that increase. Wow, incredible, great news. The next part of the money is the refund check coming back from your state due to overpayment and a computer error. One viewer got $3,000 for this, another viewer got $5,000 for this. The federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you and ordered the states to upgrade the computer system. Yeah, the state said, but we have Windows 10. the federal government said, yeah, you're using the Windows 1910 version, the one where the computer was made out of wood. Well, it is Windows 10, but we upgraded from Windows 05 when we had the computer made out of stone. The last refund check is the one coming back from IRS for that 2020 taxes you paid unemployment benefits on. I did that reverse again. The 2020 tax return that you paid taxes on the unemployment benefits. You didn't pay unemployment benefits on the taxes. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know why I reversed that. Margaret got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message. This channel was launched for me to help you get money. And also, it's important that you help other people. Jump in the live chat right now and post your success stories, because when you do, you inspire other people. Just like those two people who called their neighbor, say, watch that kid. They helped inspire other people to get sums of money. But when you post your success stories in the live chat, people realize, wait a second. I got to get this money. Everyone's getting over $20,000 of rent. I got to get this. Then people don't realize the numbers are this big. Then we have people getting 3 items. We have Johnny now getting incredible 7 items. A lot of people never heard of Snap till they found this channel. Larry Maui out of Hawaii is now getting $6,000 annually because of watching me on this channel. Never heard of it till he watched me. And then we realized the numbers are going bigger and bolder than ever before. So post your success stories in the live chat right now. And let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? They're landing either in direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yes, 70% of the time you can. Go to iris.gov and do a transcript search, and it'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax check you pay, the tax return you file, and the refund check you're getting. And then 70% of the time will reveal money you don't want to see. It'll reveal the money behind the Michitini. Really? I don't want to see the Michitini. I don't drink anything that has $12 ice cream with lobster sauce in there. No, thank you. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second part of this video about your recon, done, dealed, signed, sealed. Wow, what a historic, wonderful week for all of us. Your 4 stimulus recon passed on Tuesday. The recon procedural passed, and it's all now done procedurally. What does this mean? Number 1, there will be a recon. Number 2, $3.5 trillion of checks will be coming out to you application-based generally. Number 3, the only thing that's left is the terms and conditions of that recon. Now, what is application-based and what does these checks mean? I'll have more about this later in this video. But this is guaranteed. $3.5 trillion of checks for you. First stimulus, second stimulus, third stimulus, this big. 4 stimulus, this big. Previous stimulus packages, almost all for corporations. This one, all for you. The incredible details of these recon checks are coming up in the final 15 minutes of the video. Stay to the very end. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking the roads and bridges out of the recon and putting it into we took the roads and bridges out of the recon and put it into the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, the roads and bridges, put it into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan made the recon passable. Now, there's a reason why you watch this channel before anywhere else, because I deliver the news far in advance before it happens. Over a month ago, I told you the Democrats on the House, Senate, and the President had met about doing a recon, and had agreed upon the price tag and agreed to do it. That the voting on this was going to be, ceremonial, because they had already agreed upon this. And that's what happened. I told you it was going to be a blink of an eye. It was a blink of an eye. I told you it was going to happen on Monday to Tuesday. It happened on Monday to Tuesday. And it was done. Recon, $3.5 trillion of checks coming to the American people. They had met before they did this, and they said, you know what, we have to have a big enough recon. And they got it, $3.5 trillion. That's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, progressive, and Representative Rishi Torres, Democrat, New York, progressive, had said, we need a larger recon. We need a recon that goes as big as bowls we want it. And they got it, $3.5 trillion. Before they started the whole process. That's why the president, before he started the process, said, protect my recon. He told Jollipaugh and also Brian Schatz, both Democrats, progressives, protect my recon, because everything in that recon is progressive checks for the American people. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? And what is a recon substantive? What does this mean for you? Let's go over all the details, starting right now. Recon is all your money. $3.5 trillion of checks for you, mostly application-based. Bipartisan, not your money. that is roads and bridges. Let's look at the two terms and the two paths starting right now. Recon is your money. Reconciliation, also called budget bill, also called Democratic spending plan or progressive social reform plan. 3.5 trillion, all checks for you. Bipartisan, not your money, also called infrastructure, price tag 1.5 trillion. We started the week with 3 items we got to do, but we're done with the first one. Yes. Recon procedural, done. Off to recon substantive and its finish line, and then bipartisan. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. Now we're doing the tow hitch. What's the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? Let's go over all the details. Recon procedural is basically, do you agree to do this? Yeah. And then recon substantive is the terms and conditions. So they've already agreed they're doing a recon 3.5 trillion, and they've agreed certain committees are given certain amounts of money to spend. So recon substantive, which they did not just start this week, they've been writing all along, takes the issue of, okay, now that a committee is given $10, how do they spend the money? These are the terms and conditions across the board. More about those incredible, great checks in the third part of this video. Stay to the very end. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalopal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter say, Chuck, call the vote on the recon. That vote was called and it passed. And now recon is in the finish line of the tow hitch. Can we top that? Yes, because those 12 members who signed that letter were part of the 100 plus who wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. Yes. Can we top that? We can. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, the same group I talked about earlier in this video, said to the president in a letter, we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus recon. OMG. Now, Purple Power, you got to push because these people are promising this for you. These are among the many people who are promising this for you. This is the House Ways and Means Committee representing they're going to give you a fourth stimulus check monthly. We have AOC and Omar telling us that they're going to do one on a monthly basis, $2,000. We have the House bill, which is pandemic plus 1 year. And then we have the senators, Warren, Wyden, and also Sanders. And can we top this? Top that? We can, as the president did it. Biden did it. He took something out of the recon that was confusing and put it somewhere else and made it law. It's called the global minimum corporate tax rate, and now it's not in the recon. Make it easier to write the recon, easier to vote on the recon, and easier to pass the recon. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over what are these checks on the 3.5 trillion recon now passed. What is application-based stimulus? Why are Purple Hawks going to kill it? And Donut Girl and Donut Guy going to be left with potentially just donuts? Then we cut to fist stimulus and more. But first, here's a personal message from me to you. If you've gotten one item under this channel from picking up the phone over the last year, you're ready to pounce. Pick up the phone and call. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. I don't want you to say, I want people to do things for me. I don't want you to say, I just want the community page to do things for me. Because when we get to fourth stimulus, you're going to need to be able to pick up the phone and call again. So if you've gotten one item under third stimulus, you're going to be able to rock it under fourth stimulus. So do the call, the first one yourself. If you can't get the remainder of the other monies, then reach out to the community page. And where are they? They're in the description of this video. They're at news.la.com/community. After you got that first item, they'll help you get the remainder of the other items like rent, food, internet, and more. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds with the exciting details of the final 15 at noontime. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA at 9 a.m. home. LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons, LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues right now at noontime, live from Santa Monica with your fourth stimulus check update 2021. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll go over the incredible details of the push for those stimulus checks. But we'll go also over to the confirmed $3.5 trillion of checks that are in that recon. Done, deal, signed, sealed. What are those checks? What are those checks? How do they work? How do you get them? And what do they amount for you? Of all those details and more, and why Purple Hawks are going to kill it. They're absolutely going to kill it under fourth stimulus recon, and Donetta may be left with just a donut. We'll be going to fifth stimulus and more, and all the incredible sums of money that viewers continue to get and what you can get this weekend. Yes, money this weekend. That and more as we go into the final 15 minutes, and this is Allied. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you get all the big information that is available for you under the fourth stimulus recon. Meantime, if you haven't signed up for those LA alerts, please do. The link is under the video. Those LA alerts are delivered to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as soon as something breaks. Meantime, I love to comment during the commercial break from Larry. Larry had a great comment. He said, push those committees, which are writing the substantive part of the recon right now. Checks, rent, utilities, and other help. Push now. I love that comment, Larry. And I love that. I love the details. So let's go to something else that's heating up within just days, and it is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus, which goes to a drafting in September, is the raise of your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. This is what the president promised, but now the Democrats are taking care of it with the hope to get it done by November. Step 1, raise your benefits up a lifetime. Step 2, remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. How does this work? Who is this for? Let's go over all the details starting right now. It's for you if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Step 1 is they're going to raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark is inflation, and inflation's going up. It's going to be transitory, which means a spike before it comes back down. I'm saying about 5%. This week, Wall Street analysts were looking at about 3.5%. And Jay Powell, your head of the Federal Reserve, this week said exactly what I told you he was going to say, where and when I told you he was going to say it. I told you during a symposium that was coming up, Jay Powell, by the end of the week, was going to announce tapering, and he did. At the Jackson Hole Symposium, the Federal Reserve Chair said we're starting to taper in December. What does tapering mean? It means that the Federal Reserve, since the start of the pandemic, had been buying federal instruments to support the economy and ensure there's liquidity to banks. Well, banks are not going bankrupt anytime soon, so he can start easing away from that, slowing and not doing that anymore. And that is big news because he said inflation's going high. First, they'll raise your benefits up under this SSI reform. Then they'll apply the benchmark. And if it's 5%, your benefits will go up another 5%. Not just next year, a lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to move the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't work and say that you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to go away, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding. Like Rob and Sandy no longer fear loss of benefits. Meantime, is there a fifth stimulus check? There is. The House Ways and Means represent they're going to give it to you under the fifth stimulus package. Finally, if you're in the live chat and you notice the purple hawks with the purple emoji next to their name and you don't have one, what are you doing? You need to become a Purple Hawk today. The link is under the video where it says join here. When you become a Purple Hawk, you're delivered daily from me via the alert system. For members only, a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus. Purple Hawks have learned to pounce and are now getting enormous sums of money. I launched Purple Hawks in January this year where I said, hey, there's a $1,400 stimulus check. Great. Don't focus on the $1,400 stimulus check. Focus on the other money you can get under the stimulus package. Like this, $27,000 for rent. Like this, $8,000, $9,000 for utilities. Like this, $20,000 for utilities. Like this, multiple items of $33,000. This is a lot more money than a $1,400 stimulus check. And in fact, look at this. This is several more zeros after it than a $1,400 stimulus check. Would you like $105,000 or would you like $1,400? Would you like $1,400 or would you like $105,000? That is the comparison of a Purple Hawk versus a Donetta. And so become a member today so you learn about all the incredible big sums of money you can get from this channel. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now. Done deal, signed, sealed. Your fourth stimulus recon is a done deal. Let me explain what happened, first by going into the introductory remarks. I had told you over the last month that the recon procedure was going to pass in a blink of an eye, and it was only going to take a few hours because the Democrats had already agreed upon to do a recon with a price tag of $3.5 trillion. And I was right. I told you the vote was going to be on August 23rd. It was. And I told you it was going to pass within a few hours. It did. And it was done. $3.5 trillion of checks are now coming to the American people. But they're application-based. What does that mean? Let's go over all the details by looking at some of the proposed items that are proposed for that recon. We don't have the bill yet, but here are some of the items that propose, and then I'll explain to you how this is application-based. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. Checks for farmers. Checks for free internet. Checks for seniors and workers, lots of checks, like checks for independent contractors, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, and checks for lowering the eligibility age for Medicare. The President of the United States said he had a secret meeting with the Democrat caucus a week ago about number 3, saying he urged them to talk a lot to the public about the cheaper prescription medication because, as he said, it would be an instant benefit to your wallet. You would go to the pharmacy on, let's say, on Monday, pay $50 for a prescription. This would become a law, let's say, on Tuesday. And then the next time you go to refill the prescription, instead of $50, you pay $5, saving $40 in your wallet instantly. Because the federal government has preferred rates for certain medications with the pharmaceutical companies. This would slash those rates overnight. That's how it works. Now, you just saw me talk about free internet. You just saw me talk about internet checks, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing. Have you ever seen IRS send you out a check for your hearing? Have you ever seen IRS send a check out for your internet or a check out for your vision? No, they don't. IRS and Treasury have nothing to do with those subject matters. Those are in committees. And that's why when we look at fourth stimulus recon, we call it application-based, meaning you need to do something to get the money. Application does not mean you have to fill out a 50-page application. It means you have to do something, then just be alive. Application-based means that if you want the money for your internet, you got to say, hi, I want the money for the internet. If you want the money for the vision, you have to say, hi, I want the money for the vision. How do you say it? Maybe you'll be picking up a phone. Maybe you're going to a website, putting your name on a particular website. But it's not a lot of work, but it's certainly more than holding a donut. Let's go over all the nuances of this starting right now. All the previous stimulus packages have been that way, where you have had to pick up the phone and say something. I want this. I want that. You have to pick up the phone, whether it was PEBT or PPP or EIDL or PUA. You've always had to pick up the phone and say, hi, I want this money. And this is the concept of recon. When we look at the recon procedure and recon substance again, remember, the recon procedural says, okay, committee number 1 has $10, committee number 2 has $20. And then recon substance says, how does the committee spend the money that now has that money? This is the concept that there's multiple committees that will have your money for multiple different types of checks you'll be eligible for. And you'll need to pick up the phone and call and get them. Now, ultimately, recon substantive is the subject matter for pushing. As Larry said during the commercial break, you need to ensure that they do the right thing. Yes, they're spending $3.5 trillion of checks on you. Yes, this is checks for you, but they still need to spend the money the right way. Hashtag Seats for Stimulus. A campaign, social media campaign launched in 2020 on this channel, which basically says spend the money the right way. You tell the politicians spend the money the right way, we're taking your seat. 6 House seats are up for grabs in November. In fact, on the House floor on Monday, they talked about this. They said we need to spend the money the right way. 6 seats could determine the balance of power between the House and Senate. And guess who wants to hear from you? Bernie. Bernie said he wants to hear from you. Bernie is the budget chairman, and he said the job of a budget chairman is hear from the people. He says, I understand that prior budget chairmen historically have done their work within the DC, but I really think the function of the budget chairman is get out among the people. He said that on Friday. And now he's been touring, and he wants to hear from you. How should I spend the money? Well, we're proposing this budget is enormously popular. Chuck Schumer and Bernie are working on that language right now. In fact, Schumer says we're talking 4 to 5 times a day about the language. And Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell even says Bernie may have lost the presidential nomination for the Democrats, but he won the Democratic Party. Now let's go back to application-based versus non-application-based, third stimulus versus not fourth stimulus, and Purple Hawks versus Donetta. Let's go over all that starting right now. When you look at all these previous stimulus packages, the vast majority of the money has always been application-based, where you pick up the phone and say, I want this money. As you sit here right now, IRS does not have anything to do with your vision or your internet. And the division of the government that doesn't know you need internet or need money for vision until you ask for it. That's what application-based stimulus is. And it's a lot. It's $3.5 trillion of it. That's what I said earlier in this video. I don't want you to just call up reach out to the community page, say, do everything for me and I'll eat my donut. Because I want you to get one item. Because if you've gotten one item by picking up the phone, got $100 for rent or $100 for electric, $100 for gas, you're going to kill it under fourth stimulus. You're going to do really, really well. The difference between Purple Hawks and Donetta in the fourth stimulus is the following. Donetta is already saying, what day am I getting it? Getting what? What day are you automatically getting it? Do you want $105,000 from third stimulus? Do you want $80,000 from third stimulus? Do you want $70,000 for third stimulus? Yeah, I do. Well, you have to do something and then otherwise say, what day am I getting it? None of those people who got $80,000, $50,000, $32,000 from third stimulus simply just held a donut. They had to pick up the phone and get the money. It was there for them. It was a lot of money there for them to get. And they may have started with one item and they went to 3 items. Number 2, none of those people ever said when. Saying when does nothing for you because ultimately this money on the third stimulus is available right now. And as soon as fourth stimulus becomes law, you're going to be able to pounce with me. I'm going to show you how to get that money as soon as it becomes law that's available for you on the third stimulus. That's application-based. Application-based means zero, means never unless you apply, meaning hold it and donut does not get you the money. Also, the incredible great news is that these are massive sums of money. They're generational changing. They're what Bernie Sanders calls transitory. We've never seen money of this magnitude on this channel. Also, anyone that says something like, can I update my direct deposit so I can get all this money direct deposit? No, you need to be focusing on getting the money, not focusing on receiving the money. On the Mornings LA video today, someone posted in the comments, not a member, not a subscriber, I shouldn't have to beg. This is not about begging. This is about asking. First of all, there's 2 different things at issue here. One, there's something called lobbying. When people are trying to decide how to spend the money, they lobby. We lobby, they lobby. Campaign, push, Purple Power push. It's called speaking your mind. It's not called begging. So there's $3.5 trillion agreed upon. Okay, everyone wants to have a bite of that $3.5 trillion. Trust me, there's someone that'd like to spend the $3.5 trillion one way that potentially, maybe I don't like that money being spent that way. And so I'll say, I don't like you spending that money that way. It needs to be spent this way. That's not begging. That's just campaigning or vocalizing your opinion. I had one viewer, I think it was Lynn Glenn, said she called up Bernie Sanders' office and said her opinion the other day. I have WR, who back in July called up Chris Coons' office, expressed his opinion. That's not begging. That's pushing. Next, on the other side, when something becomes law, asking for the money to be sent to you is not begging. It's just saying, hey, I'm entitled to the money. And that is how the government knows you exist. They don't just send money to you for checks for dental, vision, or hearing or internet unless they know you asking for it. These subjects are are multiple items. So you can get a lot of different items, and you need to pick up the phone and call. Finally, let's go to the comparison of third stimulus versus fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus will not be paying a check to you next week. It was not paying you a check this week. But third stimulus has fortunes available for you right now. Fortunes. We started the week with several viewers with nothing. And we ended the week with viewers three of them getting over $40,000. We have one viewer getting $80,000. The week before that, we had several viewers with nothing, and now we had Shanann's neighbor friend or neighbor getting $21,000 in this week. We had the week before Mark's neighbor going from nothing to $20,000. That is the true spirit of the Purple Power. You can do this. You can do this. If you call up the electric company because of an outage, or you've ever called up the water department because of a leak or anything like that, then you can certainly call them up and ask for money. It's not that difficult. You can do it. I have faith in you. And so with that, the exciting great news is that Recon Substantive is currently being written. They're not done yet, and they're not just starting right today either. That Recon Substantive, the language is a big issue. So Seats for Stimulus, go on social media, tag your elected officials, say, spend the money the right way. Spend the money this way. And remember, get these big sums of money. Be the next Johnny, be the next Mark, be the next Lorraine, be the next Nisi, be the next Art Sullivan, be the next Nancy. Get these sums of money and don't let anyone rain on your parade as you make the money rain while watching this channel. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes. Consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Coming up in just a bit is Afternoons LA's 1 o'clock show. This video will automatically take you to the Afternoons show at 1 o'clock. Stay here. You'll be there within 6 seconds after this video ends. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with LA across the board and for more.